All right, we're going to do some of the problems, homework problems in 13.7. And the first one we're going to look at is number 4. And I want to change this from cylindrical to rectangular. So I have 1, 3 pi over 2, 2, that's r theta z. And I know x is r cosine theta, which is 1 cosine 3 pi over 2, which is 0. And y is r sine theta, which is 1 sine 3 pi over 2, which is negative 1. So my x, y, and z are 0, negative 1, and 2. 10, we want to go from rectangular to cylindrical. So here's my x, y, and z. My r is the square root of x squared plus y squared is square root of 18 is 3 square root of 2. My tangent theta is 3 over 3, which is 1. So that tells us theta is pi over 4. And so now I have r theta z, which is 3 square root of 2, pi over 4, and z stays the same at negative 2. Okay, here I have spherical, rho theta phi. X is rho sine phi cosine theta, which is going to be 5 sine pi over 2 cosine pi, which is negative 5. Sine pi is 0. This turns out to be 0. And z is rho cosine phi, which is 5 cosine pi over 2, which is 0. So this changes to minus 5, 0, 0. And let's check that with a sketch real quick. Sketch. Okay, theta, I go back to pi. And then I go to pi over 2. And then I go to 5. And that is negative 5, 0, 0. Okay, let's look at okay. 22. I want to change this to spherical coordinates. So that's x, y, z. I want rho theta phi. First off, I know rho is the square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Okay, so that's going to give us the square root of 8, which is 2 square root of 2. And then I know z is rho cosine phi, which is 2 square root of 2 cosine phi equals z, which is square root of 6. So cosine phi, when you divide that, is the square root of 3 over 2, which gives us pi over 6 is phi. And then why did I write theta there? That's phi. Okay. Then I know x is rho sine phi cosine theta. And I have negative 1 equals 2 square root of 2 sine pi over 6 cosine theta. So I have cosine theta equals -1 over square root of 2, and that gives me theta equals 3 pi over 4. So in spherical coordinates, I have that. Okay. 24. I want to go from cylindrical to spherical. So I have square root of 6, pi over 4, square root of 2. I have r, I have theta, I have z. Okay, I have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So x squared plus y squared equals 6. So I know rho is x squared plus y squared equals z squared. So I know that rho is, this is 6 plus z is the square root of 2 squared. So that's 8. That's rho squared. So rho is 2 square root of 2. That's 1. Then I know z is rho cosine phi. So I have what z is, square root of 2 is 2 square root of 2 cosine phi. So cosine phi is 1/2. So phi is pi over 3. And I already know theta. Theta was given. So I need rho theta phi. Rho is 2 square root of 2. Theta is pi over 4. And phi is pi over 3. We're done. Okay. 28. I'm going to go from spherical to rectangular to cylindrical. Alright, I know z is rho cosine phi. Rho is 2 square root of 2. This is rho theta phi. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So I have z. I know rho squared is x squared plus y squared plus z squared. So 2 square root of 2 squared is x squared plus y squared because z is 0. Well, that's equal to r squared. So r is 2 square root of 2. And I already have theta right here. So this is going to be 2 square root of 2, 3 pi over 2, and 0. Okay, rho equal 3. Theta and phi can be anything, any angle. So this is just tracing out a sphere with radius 3. You just have a radius spinning around. It's going to cover the whole a ball. It's going to make a ball, so that's just a sphere. Okay, phi is pi over 2. That says that z is rho cosine phi. Well, cosine of pi over 2 is 0, so z is 0. Um, x and y can be anything. Because x is rho sine phi cosine theta. Cosine of sine of pi over 2 is 1. That's rho cosine theta. And y is rho sine phi cosine theta. Well, that's just 1 again, so that's rho sine theta. So theta and rho can be are anything, because the only thing that's decided is phi. So what you have is, if phi is pi over 2, you're coming down here, and you're just getting that whole xy plane. That's what that describes. Okay, 38. R is 4 sine theta. Well, sine is y over r, so you get r squared equals 4y, or x squared plus y squared minus 4y equals 0. And the traces are circles. That's just a circular cylinder. (40) rho sine phi equal 2. This is in spherical coordinates because you have a phi. C is rho cosine phi. X is phi sine, rho sine phi cosine theta. Y is rho sine phi sine theta. So that's just 2 cosine, and this is just 2 sine theta. So if I square them, I get 4 cosine squared theta plus 4 sine squared theta. But cosine squared plus sine squared is 1. You can factor that out and just get a 4. So this is also a circular cylinder because the traces are circles. Okay, this is in cylindrical coordinates. R squared is x squared plus y squared. Or you have x squared over 4 plus y squared over 4 minus z squared over 2 equal 1. If you let z equal 0, you get circles in the xy plane. If you let y equal 0, you get hyperbolas in the xz plane. And if you let z equal 0, x equals 0, you get a hyperbola in the yz plane. This is a hyperboloid of one sheet. Okay, last one. This is in rectangular. I'm going to change it to spherical. That's phi squared equal 2. So in spherical coordinates, or this is r squared, and that's in cylindrical coordinates. And that's a sphere. Okay, so I hope this helps you with some of your homework problems.